Independence Day Resurgence is the sequel to the 1996 sci-fi film Independence Day. This is set 20 years in the future, and we've adopted the alien technology after defeating their invasion. However, even with that, we're still faced with great odds when all of a sudden a huge spaceship way bigger than any of the spaceships we've seen before suddenly appears and threatens to destroy the Earth. So going into this movie, I actually only recently watched Independence Day, even though that movie is literally as old as I am, but I only saw it in the last couple months or so. So it hasn't really aged with me as it might have with some other people. That being said, I think I might be going into the movie with a little bit of a fresher mind than some other people who've saw when Independence Day when the first movie came out. Here's my take on that movie. I think in much the same way as the first movie, Independence Day Resurgence is pretty cheesy. I don't know if that's necessarily a good or a bad thing, but I'll just warn you, it is a cheesy sci-fi movie. Now, there are a lot of jokes in this movie, and I did find myself laughing out loud sometimes, but while some of the jokes landed, some of the jokes weren't that funny. That kind of feeling of there's some good, some bad is kind of prevalent throughout the whole movie. I think this movie succeeded and failed in many of the same ways as the first movie. So if you've seen the original Independence Day, you might know what I'm talking about, where I feel like the characters, they do give you an insight into their backstory, but you still don't really feel that strongly for them. When a character suffers a loss, I kind of felt like, no, it's kind of just brushed off. Oh, someone dies, but then, oh, no, alien invasion still, so that's what we're gonna focus on. Luckily, David's dad returns to this movie. I'm just gonna call him David's dad because I can't remember his name right now, but he was by far my favorite character in the whole movie. He is so funny, not only funny, but also, kind of caring. They don't really go too much into his character. In this movie, David and him aren't really talking, they don't really say why, but then again, they weren't really talking in the first movie, so I guess that's kind of already been established. Overall, I did have a good time with this movie. However, I don't think it's particularly memorable. I feel like it's one of those movies where you'll be flipping through the channels and you might see it come up on the Sci-Fi channel or FX, and so, you might stop and watch it, but no, it's not one of those movies I would go out and choose to watch, let's say if I had access to Netflix or Amazon Prime or something like that. But I did have a great time with this movie. If you guys like the first movie, I would recommend you go see this movie. There's a lot of really cool action scenes. The visuals are pretty good, although the CGI is a little lacking at some times. Overall, I'm gonna give this movie a B-. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, click right here to subscribe, and thanks again. I'll see you next time.